Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Марс. Мы продолжаем проходить первый эпизод Игры Престолов от Telltale Games. Королевская гавань, третий герой. Мира Форестер. Красный замок, Королевская гавань. Личная служка леди Маргари. Сундук. Да, не богато. Монетка.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him.
Ашер.
What a strange place, Essos.
Эссос. Странное место. В каком-то смысле да.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Elena.
Подарок от леди Маргари.
Ethan made this for me.
Итан.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Да, это письмо больше некому отправить. Отец-то твой теперь мертв. Ладушки, оладушки, что тут еще есть? Книжка.
Wonders made by man, by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick.
Родрик подарил.
I hope to see them all someday.
Ага, то есть, походу, она еще не в курсе, да? Ладно.
King's Landing.
Королевская гавань.
I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Так, что, есть еще что? О, письмо от матери. Ну-ка.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Рано еще. Она ведь еще не королева.
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Да порядок.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm just worried about my family.
Ah, letter from home, is it?
It's kind of you to ask.
Of course, milady. You've always been kind to me.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
Ох, Серсея, та
They
еще.
appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but...
What did they say?
I couldn't make out much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and House Forrester.
House Forrester?
I hope you're not in any kind of trouble. But I thought you ought to know. Most people don't tend to notice a call boy. Not in King's Landing, with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
Молодчина. Полезный пацанчик. Все время что-то слышит.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
Ну, пошли.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
My family wrote me, my lady.
I don't doubt they must be overcome with grief. But you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen.
Это подруга.
To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor.
Предательница?
She was very pleased with herself.
Зачем это?
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well.
А,
She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but
ну окей.
she's waiting for us now, and I promised
Если
I
она
would
их
bring
хочет,
you
она
to
их
her.
получит.
I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Хорошо, да будет так.
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
Че ты зыркаешь-то, ёпта? Золотой плащ.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Ладно.
Good luck.
Спасибо. Го. Увидим Серсею. Тирион.
You can do this.
Ха. Ай, пустите, как кнопочки нажимаются сами по себе. Ух, блин. Да-да-да.
Ah, Lady
Тирион и
Marjorie,
Серсея.
aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Мгм.
I am honored, Your Grace.
Yet not honored enough to kneel, I see.
Ну
House
да.
Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Yes, Your Grace. To the one true king.
Настоящему
The
королю.
one true king. Yet she didn't say which. The girl is clever.
She only
I
meant...
don't care what she meant. I care what she said. I won't stand for impertinence from a girl of the North.
If you would give her the chance to explain...
Perhaps she can explain why the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark for centuries. A house of traitors.
They were the Wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Perhaps too clever for her own good. And she would have us believe she didn't know which king she
Да
served.
похер на нее.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your
Несомненно.
Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances
Парься,
are
тот,
not
кто убьет
easily
твоего
abandoned.
отца, сидит
But
рядом с
now that the
тобой.
war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Our talent is unrivaled, Your Grace. Forrester Ironwood is highly sought after in the Seven Kingdoms.
So I'm told. It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Ну, конечно.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
would... Let the girl answer the question. Go on.
I must choose Marjorie, Your Grace. I serve at her pleasure.
Clearly your handmaiden does not have her priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
I'm not quite sure what to make of her. Not surprising, I suppose, for a northern girl. But not very encouraging either.
Ох, воткнул бы я ей что-то в глаз.
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Ну, блин, я думал, получится как-то поаккуратнее ей поподдакивать. Ну, не прокнула, она такая, сука, дрянь-тварь.
I'll walk you out.
Спасибо, лорд Тирион.
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Forgive me for saying it, but the Boltons have no honor.
Roose Bolton has many unique qualities. Honor is not one of them. You were brave to declare your loyalty to Lady Marjorie. No doubt she was pleased, but Cersei...
Да похер на
She will
Серсея.
not soon forget what you said. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining. But it certainly wasn't what Cersei was expecting.
I wasn't trying to please her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The Crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the Crown in this regard. not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the Crown could be persuaded to secure Ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that?
Без
It
сомнений.
may be far too dangerous.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought
Спасибо.
of them makes me thirsty already.
Thank you for the advice, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Я согласен. Хоть он так и выглядит, он довольно благородный человек. Несмотря ни на что.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It went well.
Really? That's a relief. Cersei is known for being rather difficult.
Да
Lady
пофиг,
Marjorie
ну.
has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper.
Ой,
I'm
блядь.
told he has a paramour.
Положи
Put
обратно.
it back.
We're just having a bit of fun. That's probably for the best. I've heard he's a bit perverse. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who
Девчачья
knows?
болтовня,
We
ну.
might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like.
Служанка за короля. Это интересно.
Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become
Ёб твою
queen?
мать.
He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well. Which is more than you can say for his mother.
I'd marry anyone if it helped my family.
Ну,
Right. Of course.
вот так вот.
Well,
Это
I would
правильный
marry
ответ.
him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden.
Ну, спасибо.
Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match!
Брианна Тарт.
Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
We're sorry, my lady. We were just having fun.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with
А
every
я
means.
ей говорил.
Yet
Ну
they
ладно.
say it is men who are powerful.
Не стал ее позорить.
The
при
Queen
Миледи.
was rather disappointed by your display, Mira.
Ой, да похер, ну.
I'm just glad it's over.
Че ты
King's
думаешь, я
Landing
буду
can
перед
be
ней танцевать,
exhausting
что ли?
sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
It doesn't matter what you feel. It only matters what you say.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Ну надо.
I did have a
Мать
favor to ask
просила.
of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
Ладно. Доверяешь, так доверяешь.
Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
Ну понятно.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King
Ach, du
Joffrey
Suka.
won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa.
I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Надеюсь, она крепко
Very well.
держит Джоффри
I'll make
своими
your request,
бедрами.
but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Ну это действительно проблема, еще эта служанка, сука. Надо было, наверное, ее выгнать. Так, переключаемся на следующего героя. Ага, Королевский тракт, Волчий лес. Куда коня упустил? Блин, рахит. Седьмое пекло.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
Рамси.
Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat? Not my best work, unfortunately. I suppose I have fallen out of practice. But he didn't make it easy, what with all that bloody noise.
Like a drowning cat. I thought he'd never stop.
As my father likes to say, a naked man holds few secrets. But the flayed man holds none.
Pity he didn't know your father was the Warden of the North.
He does now. How much further is it to these Forresters?
A day, my lord. 2 at most.
What was that?
Хер его знает.
Shh. Listen.
Тихо, 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 тихо. Рамси, ты чё, как пес, что ли? Ты как меня учуял, мразь?
I know I heard something.
Оставайся на месте. Если чё, выхватишь меч, и тогда начнется баталия.
Never mind.
Ага.
We've wasted enough time already.
Фу, прокатило. Ладно. А, у тебя же нету меча. Ну тогда пизда по тебе прошла. В любом случае, Рамсис, но твою мать. Как бойцовский пес, блядь. Че, пошли посмотрим? Что он там с этим мужиком-то сделал? Ох, твою мать! Сняли кожу, ебать! Рамсис Сноу. Маленький лорд.
Lord Ethan,
Чё
as
ты
I was
хошь?
saying, you are young. And there are those within these walls who are uncertain of your leadership.
Так и чё?
But 300 generations of Forester Lords stand behind you.
300? Этого
Lord
мало.
Gerhard the Tall, who founded our house, and your grandfather, Lord Thorin the Bold, who seized back the river valley from the White Hills.
What did they call my father?
Lord Gregor the Good.
Добрый.
He was fair and wise.
Интересно,
And
как они
courageous in
назовут
battle.
меня?
And what will they call me?
That is for you to define as the new Lord.
Ох,
These were your
плохая
father's people to
примета.
lead and protect, and now they're yours. But your father did not bear this responsibility alone. He and every Forester Lord before him chose one man whom they trusted above all others, the Lord Sentinel. Forester traditions demand that a new Lord Sentinel must be chosen.
Keep walking, you craven son of a whore.
Лорд-хранитель.
Summon the Lord. We need his judgment.
Ладно, пошли.
I've done nothing wrong. I was only trying to survive.
Lord Ethan. Missed.
Who is this man?
This craven is a deserter and a thief.
Дезертир. Смерть.
This house is doomed.
О,
We
зря
all
ты это
fucking know
сказал.
it.
Quiet, thief.
Вот это
Eric
ты зря
was supposed to
сказал.
be guarding our weapons, but instead we caught him stealing them.
2 shields and 3 spears.
Is what Sir Royland said true?
Yes, my lord. I fled. We should all flee. It's not stealing if you're taking what's yours by right.
He speaks truth.
I've a family to feed, and not 2 coins to rub together since Lord Gregor left us to rot here. Where's our pay? Our share of bread and wine grows smaller every day.
Leave the poor man alone!
Mercy, go.
Let him
Lord
go.
Ethan, I know these words are hard,
No уж
but
нет.
they're honest. This house is falling. We'll never survive the coming winter. Most of us won't even live to see it.
Then you admit to the crime, in front of all gathered here.
I am only what this house made me. You cannot expect a man to live on loyalty alone.
You'll address him as Lord. Lord Ethan, you must decide the punishment. Lord Gregor always took a thief's fingers. 3 of them.
Now may not be the time for harsh punishment. The men are on edge as it
The men
is.
need to know they cannot do whatever the fuck they please. Their Lord will not permit it.
Я согласен с
Send him to the
воякой.
war.
Ой, ну блин. Да черт с ней, она сестра, она должна понять.
I will decide.
Send him to the wall. Take his fingers. Thief.
Вор.
If you punish me, you'll be punishing an innocent man.
Невинного, да?
Justice, my lord. Please, my lord. My family
А, его
depends
нельзя
on me.
убить, да?
I, Ethan of House Forester, Lord of Ironwrath, name you
Отрубить
a
пальцы.
thief. The price for your crime is 3 of your fingers.
No, please, my lord. My lord,
Руби.
Normally it is the Lord's duty to carry out the sentence, but I am willing to carry it out.
I will carry out the sentence.
И вырастет из него новый Джоффри. До свидос.
That was certainly unpleasant, but a lord must mete out punishment when it's due. Not just yourself, of course. It can weigh on any lord.
Вообще-то это долг.
So I did it.
You heard what the thief said. I expect this sort of thing will happen again. But a sentinel can help you in the face of disloyalty. You need someone you can trust by your side. Someone you can rely on, no matter the circumstance.
But Maester, that is what the small council is for.
My lord, you of all people should know that too many voices muddy the message. That is why there is one lord above all. And so there must be one advisor above the rest. There are two capable men for the role. They both want the job, but neither thinks very highly of the other.
How do I decide between them?
Talk to them. Solicit the opinion of people close to you. Here, the bracer of the Sentinel. The badge of office. Tonight is your first small council meeting. It would be wise to bestow this bracer upon your chosen Sentinel then, to show that you are decisive and in control of this house. Your Sentinel will wear this for all to see.
I'll make the right choice as Sentinel.
Come speak with me when you're ready to convene the small council, my lord.
Хорошо. Я должен сделать выбор между двумя советниками. Воином и пролетарием. Забавно. Ладно. Это, конечно, тут. А я поговорить с ней не могу, что ли? Ля, печально. Ладно, Дункан. Давай поговорим.
Duncan.
Yes, my lord.
I have much to consider and face a difficult decision.
Perhaps I can help. Your father often sought my counsel.
Это я знаю.
As Lord, I must name a sentinel.
Of course. And if I may ask, who do you favor for the role? Perhaps I can share my insight. And talking can sometimes help you make a decision.
What do you think of Sir Royland? Do you trust him?
He's a fine warrior, my lord. But he's nowhere near ready to serve as sentinel. I do not trust him. He's likely to lose his temper and get us all killed. And at the worst possible time.
Но нам сейчас и нужен такой.
Thank you, Duncan. I appreciate your advice.
I'm at your service, my lord.
Так, ладно, пошли спросим у воина. Блин, но он мне больше импонирует, потому что, ну ёб твою мать.
Sword up! Swing left! Parry! Wrong! I didn't know
Sir
dogs
Royland,
could hold swords.
A word?
Of course, my lord.
I have many decisions to make, and I wanted your advice. What's the state of our defences? Are these men ready for what's coming?
This lot, ready? No, but they will be. We post anyone who can hold a spear along the parapet, up where they won't get much scrutiny, and put our meanest, nastiest looking brutes front and centre. That'll show Ramsay we're a force in our own right. You've got to project power, especially when you're weakened.
Thank you, Sir Royland.
Я согласен.
I'll let you get back to training these men.
Thank you, my lord. And you should know that swinging that blade yourself took stones. It was a man's way of justice.
Он, конечно, пацан, но это
Yes, my lord.
Мне нужен страж.
I need to name a sentinel.
Ah, you do. And it's good you came to me. I know this house, and everyone here knows me. They know I can hold the reins, or wield the sword in equal measure. I'm the man you need. And might I remind you, it was Duncan Tuttle who sent Garrett to the wall. He undermined your authority, and made you look weak to the White Hills. I would never do that to you. And if you pardon me saying so, I think your father would be proud.
Your words are wise, Sir Royland.
Thank you, my lord.
I will consider them as I make my choice.
So, when will you declare your decision, my lord?
Tonight, at the small council meeting.
Very good. I trust your judgment, my lord.
Хорошо. Блин, я его поддерживаю, я не знаю.
Come on, you dogs. You'll not be fighting here forever.
Вы можете, конечно, думать как-то по-другому, но, блин. Я думаю, дому Форестеров сейчас нужен полководец, а не этот, господи, его, блядь, дипломат.
Are you prepared to name your sentinel?
Да, я готов.
Yes, Maester. I'm ready.
Very well. I will convene the small council at once.
Хорошо. Собирай совет. Мы готовы. Я думал поговорить с братом и сестрой, но что-то не прокнуло. Надо было сделать им какие-то диалоги. Чё ж вы, Telltale Games? Ёпана в рот. Я думаю, они бы что-то сказали мне дельное. Ладно. Так и быть. Малый совет. Пора нам выбрать стража.
You may sit.
I believe Lord Ethan has reached his decision.
Before I name my sentinel, I must tell you. Duncan, Royland, this house needs you both.
But you can only choose one, my lord.
Let
Не
him be
перебивай.
honored.
Вот так.
Many thought either of you would make a fine sentinel, but I have made my decision.
Ройланд.
Sir Royland de Gore, you will be my sentinel.
Gods be praised. You've done well, Lord Ethan. You won't regret this.
A poor choice, my lord. Forgive me for saying so, but it's true.
Now, sentinel, what do you have to report of Ramsay Snow?
My scouts say he's a day's ride away. We've no time to waste. He'll arrive before any of our allies could be here.
Who knows what he's capable of? We need to prepare for the worst.
There's no need to panic. We can devise a plan to deal with him.
The Boltons need our people to harvest the ironwood. Even the bastard Ramsay must understand that.
He's not coming here to negotiate. We must answer with the sword.
Я согласен.
Suicide? You gamble with the lives of everyone within these walls.
Quiet, Tuttle. You're not the Sentinel. I knew this would happen. He cannot be trusted.
This is the small council, is it not? Lord Ethan should hear from all of us.
I will hear from my sentinel. Please.
The Bolton sigil is a flayed man. Force is the only thing they understand. Put every man who can hold a spear or crossbow on the wall, and make the bastard fill his boots with piss.
He would see it for the empty gesture that it is, and have us flayed. We must take a measured approach, my lord.
Gentlemen, please. Thank the gods Mira has asked Lady Marjorie for her help. It's not too late for the Crown to intervene
Я не
on
думаю,
our
что
behalf,
что-то
but
получится
we
из этого
must have a
всего.
plan if Mira's efforts are not successful. I trust Mira's judgment. I don't doubt she did everything within her power to help us.
We all must agree on the plan. We cannot leave until we have a consensus.
Ugh.
Why not make an offering for peace, my lord?
Yeah,
The wisdom of the
Смешно.
citadel. We can give the Boltons ironwood in exchange for their protection.
Не забывай, это Рамси
It's pure
Сноу.
folly to just give away the only currency we have to bargain with.
Enough.
С этим уродом нельзя разговаривать. Мы дадим бой.
My sentinel is skilled in the ways of war. Our forces may not be at full strength, but our men are willing to take on this fight. I think Ramsay Snow will see that too.
They may be willing, but are they able, my lord?
My lord, casting aside diplomacy means giving up our best chance to come through this safely.
Ethan has made his opinion known, and you will respect his decision.
Forgive us, my lord. We are, of course, here to serve you, as we served your father.
Aye.
Well then, let's decide how we shall set the stage for Ramsay's arrival.
You meet him at the gate with as much force as we can muster. Make him wait. Let him gaze upon Ironrath. And when he enters, he'll know it's only because you allowed it.
We don't have enough soldiers to strike fear in a madman like Ramsay Snow. Invite him into this hall and meet him face to face, lord to lord.
Он не лорд.
Lord Ethan?
I will meet him at the gate.
Very good, my lord.
Он
I
не
shall
лорд.
prepare the men.
Men? We hardly have any. It's a foolish plan.
That's enough from you, Tuttle. Lord Ethan has spoken. Obey his command.
I've faithfully served this house for far too long to sit here and listen to this. Forgive me, my lord, but you are far too young to be the lord of this house. You're likely to get us all killed.
Сядь.
Sit down at once.
Сядь на место. И
Apologies,
постарайся
my
это
son.
запомнить, твою
But now
мать.
that it is settled, we know what we must do. You will meet Ramsay Snow at the gate, and we will not offer our ironwood.
No matter what, I will stand beside you, my lord, where your sentinel belongs.
Then perhaps we should adjourn. We have to prepare the house.
Согласен. Да, блять.
I have
Выступить
faithfully
против
served
Рамси
this family
Сноу.
for many years. I sent my own nephew to the wall to protect you. Just remember that. Forgive me.
Угу. Защитить.
There will always be those who
Ты из
question your
страха это
leadership,
сделал.
which is why you need allies you can rely on. Family. Mira has done everything she can in King's Landing, but there are others who can help us.
Это такое же
What about your
предательство.
brother, Asher?
Ашер.
You want to bring him back?
He's a skilled fighter. But what's more, he has the will to fight.
Да-да-да.
Hunger for it. He always protected you and your sister. And we need all the help we can get.
Yes, I hear what you're saying.
Do you
Я
remember the
согласен.
miller's boy? How he tormented you? I wanted to intervene, but your father said Ethan must fight his own battles. But when Asher saw it, he didn't take a breath.
Он
He
не
grabbed the
медлил.
miller's boy by the neck. That was his first instinct. Asher knocked out half the poor boy's teeth. Of course, your father was furious, but you were in danger and there was nothing else Asher needed to know. Asher does not hesitate. He acts, and we need that. You have many fine qualities. But you do not have that anger inside you. It's something we could use.
Он
I'm not like
пацифист.
that, but I don't need to be, do I?
No, but you need someone who is standing beside you.
Да.
I'm trying to do what's best for this family. What this family needs.
Я понимаю.
Ethan, let me send Malcolm to Essos.
Конечно. Отправляйте Малькома в Эссес.
Fine. Malcolm will go to Essos and bring Asher back.
Нам нужен такой воин, как Ашер.
Thank you, Ethan. I'm glad you will let me do
Пускай не
this.
будет сильного правителя, но
Know
будут
that you never
сильные
stand alone.
Люди, которые будут стоять за его спиной. Ну да, Мира, по крайней мере, попытается. Что ж, дорогие друзья, пожалуй, на этом мы закончим сегодняшнюю серию. Всем спасибо за просмотр. С вами был Марс. До новых видео. Всем пока.